All right. Now on to our first speaker, Marc Richards. He will be doing the Pathways Dynamic Leadership Level 2 Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring, 5 to 7 minute speech. The actual timing is 6 to 8.
Yes.
Okay. And the title is The Role of a Lifetime. He's not competing, no visual aids. Good. The purpose of this project is to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. Marc has had the opportunity to be mentored and to mentor. Good experience. Which is more valuable? Neither and both. Marc.
Woo-hoo!
A microphone.
Yes.
That would help. Is this good?
Did I highlight the wrong one, Eder? Sorry.
Breakfast?
Let me
Oh,
remove that room view. Let's do the, what is it called, this view?
this is the speaker
Speaker view.
Speaker view, let me find it, sorry. There we go. That's so the zoomies can see him.
The role of a lifetime. And no, I am not talking about sourdough, French, white or wheat. I am talking about taking a role that could change your life. What kind of roles do we have in life? We have roles of being a friend, a student, perhaps a girlfriend or boyfriend, perhaps you get married and you'll be a spouse. You might even have kids and be a parent. You'll be an employee, most likely. You might even be a volunteer. And if you're lucky, you could even be a grandparent, which is what's going to happen to me next February. I'm so excited. Now that is a transcendent experience. Looking forward to it. Madam Toastmaster, and those of you hungry for knowledge about how to be a mentor, the most important and relevant mentor that I've ever had is a man named Taylor Isaacs, whom I met 3 years after I was injured. Taylor is a clinical exercise physiologist, and that means, in English, that he helps people. He helps people that have permanent disabilities learn how to use their body to achieve the maximum amount of function that they can. I can do pretty much everything that you can do with 2 legs tied behind my back. Taylor speaks in aphorisms. Aphorisms are short, pithy phrases that often ring true. I've got 2 that are most valuable to me. He was the best mentor I ever had, and these 2 are ones that I use nearly every day. The first one is 10 2-letter words that to me sound a little bit like Shakespeare. Remember this, fair Juliet. Yes, dear Romeo. If it is to be, it is up to me. Now I use that one almost every day. Every time I have a goal or an objective that I want to achieve, it is something that I have to remember. I'm the one that's going to be doing it. So it is up to me if I want it to be. The second one that I find most useful is a little bit of a tongue twister. And that goes like this. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Now this is how it works. I'll give you an example. Last Saturday, Nancy and I went to see Oppenheimer. If you're familiar with most theaters, they're kept very cold. It was a blazing hot 95 degrees last Saturday, but we still brought along jackets because we know how cold theaters can be. And sure enough, it was freezing in there, but boy, am I glad that we brought our jackets because we were able to sit through a 3-hour movie in comfort. By the way, I do recommend seeing Oppenheimer. Great movie. It's gonna win the Academy Award, I'm sure, for Best Picture. Another example is something that you might identify with, and that is, let's say it's a cloudy, kind of overcast day, and the weather report says no rain in sight. If you don't like the weather in California, wait 5 minutes, right? Since you don't know what's gonna happen, I recommend bringing along an umbrella. If you don't need it, you're gonna be just fine. But if you do need it, guess what? You're gonna have it. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. 5 years into my Toastmastering career, a member joined our club named Dave. Dave chose me. What an honor. He chose me to be his mentor. I was able to pass along my experience and knowledge to him so that he could become a good Toastmaster. He learned how to take meeting roles, he learned how to take officer roles, and how to give speeches, and we practice speeches all the time. He became a good Toastmaster, and I loved being able to pass on that information. He became a model protege, which is what a mentor does, is teaches a protege. And my goal with everybody that I taught as a mentor is that they would be able to go and teach somebody else as their own mentor. For years after my injury, people kept telling me, you should write a story about what happened to you and turn it into a book perhaps. Well, I thought that was interesting. I had no idea. I had never been a writer before. Also, I was tired, sick and tired of having to explain what had happened every time somebody said, "Gee, what happened to you? How did is there something wrong with you? Or how did you end up in a wheelchair or whatever?" Whatever their phrase happened to be. As it turns out, Dave was a published author. He gave me the idea, and other people did, to turn it into a book because I had always wanted to be a paperback writer. He taught me some basics, and he told me to take a course in how to write a book in 90 days. I said, 90 days? So I listened to the CDs, and within 90 days, I had written my book, and another 15 or 20, I published it. I'm a published author now. I'm very excited about it. Now when somebody says, what happened? I said, here, read it. It's so nice. It's such an easy way to do it. I carry books, I just give them out. It's like a business card. When you purchase enough of them, right, the price goes down. So it's like the cost of a big business card. Makes it a whole lot easier. So we switched roles. I was his mentor, and then he was mine. Nancy and I often switch roles as mentors. I give her advice and suggestions, but she just tells me what to do. Let me kind of wrap this all up, give you an idea of what I've been talking about. Being a mentor can be the role of a lifetime. You get to pass on your knowledge, and somebody else, as the protege, can pick that knowledge up, become a better person, hopefully, and then, if they're lucky enough, become a mentor and pass that knowledge on. It's imagine a village where you've got generations of people passing on knowledge to the people that come after them, their kids and their kids' kids, and it becomes the generational thing. That's the way I envision being a mentor. So which is better, being a mentor or a protege? You decide. Now there were two phrases that I taught today. I'm a mentor for you during this short presentation. The first one is 10 two-letter words. Repeat after me. If it is to be, it is up to me. And the next one, the tongue twister, remember that one? Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. I hope you can use those during your everyday life because, again, as a protege, you've learned those. You can not only use them, but perhaps you can pass it on to somebody else. I think the role of a lifetime is being a mentor, but you decide. Is it better to be a mentor or a protege? I say both, and neither is better. Madam Toastmaster.
Wow. Well spoken, Mark. I needed safety pins today.